Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you guys are. I hope you're good. It's our first push day of the week, which means we've got military press. We've got our bench press today. We've switched it over from our second push day because doing a bench straight into an incline bench was taking too much of a toll on me, and the rest of the session just felt lacking, where it felt like I couldn't really push myself, which isn't really ideal. So I had the genius idea of swapping it over. So instead of doing chest flies and a vertical seated press, yeah, we're going to do the bench press and then chest flies only. We'll do Louvre raises, which is a different shoulder exercise, because I was like, I don't want to do lateral raises twice in a week, even though it will still be effective. I want to mix up a little bit, have like some exercise variety, make it a little bit more entertaining and engaging, leave it different. And then 2 tricep exercises, I'll probably do them on cables. But yeah, we've got 2 more sets of our military press. We're still working up towards that 20 kg press, so as in that'll be 20 kg plates on both sides. Simply because then that would be a bodyweight shoulder press, which I'm so looking forward to. Shall we go up? I think let's go up. Let's do 10 on each side. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I'm trying to remember if last week we went past 50, or was 15 my top set? I really can't remember. If that's the case, then I shouldn't have started with the 5s. Although for today's session, I felt like, 5 was a good move. My shoulders feel a bit stiff. I did spend time warming up though. I spent like a solid 25 minutes warming up. Not purely just my shoulders, like just my whole body in general. One more. You know what? Instead of going up to 15, let's go 12 and a half. Just based off how much effort I had to put into that set. Ideally, I would have preferred to, get all 6 reps without needing like the momentum from my legs to drive it up. It's not the end of the world, right? I'm okay having some momentum, especially because the majority of that set was done without it. It was literally the last two sets, the last 2 reps, where I did need a little bit of that assistance to get the bar up. 6 reps.
Breathe. Push. 5. Yeah. Push.
One more.
One here. Up.
Yeah.
That's it. Mine.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna try, not on this set, on my last set, I'm gonna try going for 57.5 by myself. Because last week I managed to get 57.5 for reps. There was like 6 reps, I believe, but all of those were with a squat. So for the sake of progressive overload, I'm gonna try going for at least like 3-4 reps without a squat. I'll still have a squatter because it's my heaviest weight. But that's my top set anyways right now. Yeah, let's go for 5s first. Oh. This was already loaded on here. I do tend to flare my elbows out when I'm benching if I don't like pay attention to it. It's just natural for me. I don't necessarily find like myself being in any pain when I go down to this range of motion. I assume I would if I put the weights up, but for the time being I don't. But I need to make sure to make it a good habit of mine, keep my elbows tucked. I feel like that would also give me good, better support, like in my back when I'm pushing. So, just little things I need to be conscious and aware of, especially because I am benching consistently now. Not just for form and making sure I'm safe, but also that will help me with the bench in general. It will help me improve, get stronger at it, which is what we want as well. Like, there's no point in doing an exercise just for the sake of doing it, you know? I was sat too far back. I need to be here. I was here. It doesn't make a huge difference, but the back of my head was like hanging off the bench. And I was like, oh, this doesn't feel comfortable. I tried adjusting myself, but that doesn't really work when you're holding the weight above you. Should have re-racked and set up properly. But I got to 10 reps, so maybe not that huge of a thing. Okay, 15, 30, 50. I'm making sure I can count today. And I'm double checking my the weight that I load up before I actually sit down. Okay, set 3. I was only meant to do 3 sets, but I think I'm gonna go to 4. Wait, if that's the case, I need a 2.5. 3, 2, 1. Thanks. 3 more.
One more. Last one. There you go. What?
Thank you. He was using. He was using. I think I'll go for the same weight again. I won't go for 55. Sorry, 57 and a half. Purely because that spot wasn't like the type of spot I was looking for. And that's no like disrespect to the guy or anything like that, because he did help me. But it just made it a lot easier than I was expecting. So just make sure I do have 55 under wraps. I'll do this myself. I'll go for 4 to 6 reps, especially because it's the last set. And yeah.
Go on, flat. Go on. Good. Go on, push, 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 push.
One more.
Yeah, one more, mate. Come on. Come on. Ease it down. Keep push, 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 push.
Thank you very much. Do you want me to take anything off or leave anything on? I'm done now, so do you want me to take them off or?
Yeah. Just leave the spinners on. That's
Sure.
right. Cheers, but I'll put it through straight. Cheers, mate.
No worries. Thank you for jumping in.
It's all right.
In all honesty, those bench press sets were not as good as I wanted them to go, especially like the last 2 sets. Like I was expecting myself to be a lot more stronger with them. I wasn't, but that's okay because that's just personal expectations. The way I still executed the sets, the amount of reps I got especially, like I got like 10, 10, 10 and then 8. I will take that. That is beautiful. That is beautiful volume at a high enough intensity, which is wicked. Now I've got some glute raises for my shoulders. I haven't done these in ages, which is quite a shame because these are really good exercises for shoulders and overall health and overall shoulder health. 3 sets. Let's go for 8 to 12. I think that was 12. Sorry. Alright, this is my 3rd set. I did my 2nd one because there was someone wanting to use the... I actually don't know what that is called, where I was standing. It's like a track type where you can push the sled across. I should know the name of it, I've just forgotten it. But yeah, there was someone wanting to use that, so I was like, cool, I'll let them use it. And instead of waiting, I'll just do my set. And then I realized, wait, I can turn the camera around from this way. At first I thought this wouldn't be enough, but 5 kg, 10 reps, finished. This is my last set, so my 3rd set, I'm gonna do 10. I'm gonna do 10. If I can finish this off completely, then next time I do glute raises, I'll increase it to 12 reps. But what an exercise on my days. 2 more. One more. Wow. Wow, because that burn is incredible. And it's not just my shoulders, it's my forearms as well, especially because of the way I'm holding onto those plates. That really does tire out my grip. Ah. Yeah, I need to do them more often. I'm definitely keeping them in my program. They are beautiful. They are so good. Okay, so I was supposed to do my chest flies next and then leave triceps to last, but the chest fly machine is taken, and surprisingly for once, there was a cable that's through, so I'm like, cool, let's do this before this gets taken. Yeah, I'll do overhead tricep extensions, normal tricep pushdowns, chest flies, then we're done. Six. I'm feeling a weird pull here, which is really strange. Flexibility issue? Mobility? No. Possibly mobility actually, not flexibility. I'm trying to think what. I think it's to do with something in my shoulder, deep in my shoulder. And I think when I'm doing the loo raises, it not aggravated it, but it flared it up. If anything, that's good because now I'm aware of it, because I've never had that problem in that pressing motion. Cool, more shoulder rehab required, I guess. And 2. I think I've realized what it is. This handle causes my hands to be angled in. And I think it's that inward rotation. That's messing up my shoulders. Not messing it up, but it's putting it in a position that I'm not used to it being in, especially when it's loaded. Yeah, that makes sense. Do I want to switch the handle then? Possibly. Let me see if I can find another attachment for it. Maybe the ropes, and I'll leave it more neutral. I'll try. Oh, there is this. We'll leave it neutral as well. Let me try with this. It just seems a bit excessive because it's so big. Oh yeah, that feels better. One more. I think I can afford to let my elbows drop a little bit more. Do it from like this position. Like it might give me like a more of a press, similar to like a JM press. Whereas what I'm about to do now is a proper push down. This motion is the same as if I was to do this, but I guess harder, right? Because I'm pushing up against gravity instead of pulling it down. So yeah, I'll switch that. Next time I'll do that as like a more of like a press. Leave this as a pull down. Cool. Let's do 2 sets of push downs, chest. Done. Yeah, that set that I just did, it was way too light. I'm definitely feeling a stimulus and a burn, but I think that's just from the other sets that I've done. Not necessarily that because this weight that I'm doing is challenging. So I'll put it up by like five kgs. Should make a difference. I also don't want it too heavy to the point where I can't do my rep range of 12 to 15. Unless I drop that down to 8 to 12. Yeah, let's do that. Six. See, this is the problem that I find. I think I'm on the cusp of this weight is just under perfect. Because then if I increase it, I literally can't move it at all. Down. Chest flies. Done. Let's go. Nine. Bruh, what kind of a jump is that? 59 kg to 66 and then to 73. What are the numbers in between, man? This has been a very, very good workout though. The only exercise in terms of personal happiness that I didn't feel like the best satisfaction from was probably my bench press. But even then, that's just me being really like pedantic, if that's the right word, with what I was expecting from it and what the weights I want to use during the exercise. Objectively, I had good 4 sets of bench press. Like I said earlier, like I did 10 reps for the first 3 reps, 10 reps for the first 3 sets, and then 8 reps on the last set. I went to failure on the last 2 sets as well. yeah, like objectively, they were good sets. It's only my personal expectations that gets in the way of me thinking like, you know what, that was a great bench session. Anyways, set 2 of 3. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am. Hot damn. Okay, now 73 might be a challenge. I probably won't be able to get all 10 reps, maybe 6. I'm gonna push for 8. Let's find out. Oh, this is heavy, fuck me. Nope. Okay, we're done. Hey, I got my 6 reps. Technically 8, even though they were partials. After this, I'm gonna go do some stretching. That's one thing I need to make sure I do at the end of my sessions. I just need to get into the habit of it. And that's all it is, just because I'm not used to it. But good session. I mean, I feel like I say this always, but I've never really had like a bad session. And I guess you can't also have a bad session unless you're not training correctly, or you're training in a way that will injure you, in which case that would be a very bad session. But yeah, no, as long as you're pushing, as long as I'm pushing to like a high enough intensity, I'm going to failure on a decent amount of my sets, especially like the end ones. It's going to be a good session. Yeah, I'm really happy with the change that I've made though, of bringing my bench press to this session. I just feel a lot better. I also feel like I might do my chest flies and the loo raises first, just to act as like a primer basically for my chest and my shoulders. Because the military press and bench press, they are, well, firstly the compound movements, right? Also because they're so demanding in general, going into them without not warming my muscles up, because I've done my warm up. I also did a couple, like 1 or 2 pre-activation sets, especially for like military press, like I just did with the barbell, right? So I did do some pre-activation sets, if that's even a real term. But I still feel like they'd benefit from being primed better. And the way I can do that is by doing the loo raises and the chest flies first. So I'll think of that. But then the only drawback to that is then I can't go as hard as I'd like to. Maybe that's just a mindset issue. Me saying I can't go hard enough is just purely that. Anyways, still a good session. Oh yeah. Oh, one thing does remind me of though, I need to normalize my form on the loo raises, because obviously at the core of it, it's just going up and down, right? But do I want to go up like this? Do I want to go up like this? And then how do I want to come down as well? Because I realized if whenever I go like this on the loo raises, my biceps get a lot of work, particularly or specifically because that's like straight arm strength, right? So like things like calisthenics, when you do the planche, that's all straight arm strength. That's also my biceps are a little bit pumped just from doing those loo raises because it's that straight arm strength. But then that also takes away a little bit from the shoulders. So if I go up like this and then focus on coming down, maybe even if I do come down with a supinated grip, it should be fine. But yeah, no, just looking at my biceps, that reminded me, because there was no direct bicep work and yet they're still pumped, which is wicked. But a very, very good session. As always. You know, as always, if you've made it this far, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Wherever you guys are, whatever you're doing, however your day is going / has gone, I hope you're good, and I'll catch you in the next one.